Good afternoon, race fans, and welcome to the show. Tonight, we have a good one here. It is race number 11 of the American Sim Racing Club Street Stock Series here at Rockingham Speedway. Here tonight, drivers are getting ready to go 50 laps here tonight. As first things first, we have some qualifying underway. Just like we've had all season long, it's going to be 2-lap qualifying, taking your best lap time from that. And then, of course, after that, a little short track magic thrown in. Top 12 cars going to be inverted here tonight. As we take a look at our first driver out on track, it is the 88 of Chuck Darling. Darling is on the clock. And it looks like here Chuck's going to throw away lap number 1, get that 88 machine all wound on up, run the high side of 1 and 2. Probably will run the high side of 3 and 4 as well. As he will get a low exit there, get a good run to the start finish line. So this first lap probably not going to be the greatest. This is going to be the money lap for the 88 machine. A few other cars on track here tonight. Aiden Swank so far with the quick time with a 27.67. But we'll see what Darling can do here on his flying lap. A little bit of looseness into turn number 3. Able to keep that car underneath him. Gets a good run off of turn number 4. And Darling to the stripe will improve to a 27.52 for the 88 machine. As now Tim Rogers goes quick time with a 27.07 for the 48 machine. Now we'll go to the guy that's starting shotgun on the field here tonight. It is the 44 of Zach Nichols. Nichols out here taking his first lap here, and we'll see where he can slot on in a low line down the front straightaway and already running that low side here on the speedway. So we'll see if it pans out for this 44 machine. So far, 10 cars have taken the lap time. 2 other cars out on track here. So I believe it's right around 12 cars here tonight ready to do battle. So it could very well be a full field invert when all things are said and done. Zach Nichols first lap 28.13. So seems like everyone ran their fastest lap on lap number 2, so we'll see where he can go here on lap number 2. As Zach Nichols across the stripe for the final time down there on the apron will jump all the way up to quick time here tonight. So the 44 machine heads to the top of the standings here with a great lap time. The only driver so far inside the 26-second mark. So congrats to Zach there with that. And that will do it for qualifying. So a quick 2-minute warm-up, and then we'll set things on into motion here. As warm-up wrapping on up here, about 1:30. So let's head down and get some race information here at Rockingham. Of course, this track just about a mile long here tonight. So 50 laps will equal 50 miles here. And with a light car count, it could very well go to the green 2 checkered here tonight. Looks like a nice cool day, and as we can see, they're definitely overcast here at Rockingham Speedway. Almost a little bit foggy out here, so drivers may have to keep that in mind as visibility could be slightly impacted. Of course, here at ASRC, we are partnered with LaPlante Racing Products, Boardwalk Subs, as well as Postma Flooring. So if you need any work done on anything, be sure to check those sponsors on out, whether race car stuff, house stuff, or eating some good food. If you want to find out more about American Sim Racing Club, be sure to look them up on Facebook at American Sim Racing Club as well. Keep up to date because they got a big announcement set for January 9th and 10th. ASRC will be hosting a snowball derby with a snowflake the night before, so a lot of money up for grabs with that whole event. It should be a great time. And of course, broadcasted on the Turn 3 Racing Network. That January 9th and 10th, it'll be a Friday and a Saturday as warm-up wraps on up here, and we get ready now to head down trackside to go through tonight's starting lineup. So here we go, folks. The starting lineup will look like the following here for race number 11. John DeMeester in the 2 machine will lead the field to the green flag. To his outside will be the 88 car of Chuck Darling. Starting in third would be the 25 machine of Nick Fleury. Fleury gonna take an EOL here, so he will start at the back with Zach Nichols. Zach Coyer in the 13 machine will start P number 4. Jimmy Gauker rolls off in the 5th position in the 2. Pete Dillon in the 7 machine. He will start P number 6 here tonight. Starting in 7th is the 38 of Dave Payton. Andrew Payne in the 93 machine will roll off 8th. 9th going to the Purple People Eater, the 35 machine of Hayden Swank. Ron Hart in the 51 will start 10th. 11th place going to Tim Rogers here tonight, and Zach Nichols will start already in the shotgun spot. Nichols will roll off 12th here tonight. So that will do it for the starting lineup here tonight at Rockingham as cars get ready to rock and roll here. 1 pace lap, so next time by, we will turn them loose for these 50 laps here tonight. On the front row, it's going to be John DeMeester in control of the start with Chuck Darling to his outside. As it looks like with this race time, the skies have cleared on up. It looks like a sunny afternoon now in Rockingham, so that is good for the show as well as the driver's visibility as well. As here we go, we wait for the iRace and Pace truck it will make the left-hand turn down pit road. And John DeMeester on the loud pedal early. We go green flag racing here at the Rock. Meester will be by himself by the time they get into turn number 1 here, side by side though for second on back. As Jimmy Gallagher going to try and clear Chuck Darling. Can't quite do it. They will stay 2 by 2. As Gallagher gets a good run, able to get to the inside of John DeMeester. So we may have a new race leader here at the start finish line as 3 wide race in action right behind Gallagher, as Gallagher will lead lap number 1. Still 3 wide down the front straightaway. Wow, John DeMeester, big moment there. Was floating that car all the way up to the wall. Somehow kept that thing underneath him. Pretty good set of driving there from the 2 machine. As further up front, Dave Payton now trying to get around Chuck Darling. So Darling still stuck up in lane number 2. Has yet to have a chance to get down to that bottom side. We could very easily see tonight a little bit of bump drafting down the straightaways. Of course, these street stocks very much can handle contact and all that stuff. So if someone has a run and doesn't feel like really making a move, they can definitely choose to push the car in front of them. As out in front, battle for the race lead here, Dave Payton will lead at the stripe. So Payton able to get to the inside of the 2 machine as Gallagher way up the racetrack there in 1 and 2. He might have pulled the chutes on that, saying, man, maybe this pace a little bit too much. As now Payton out in front by himself, and Chuck Darling still up in lane number 2 here tonight. So he has yet to get a chance to get down to this bottom side here. As now Hayden Swink, he started 9th. He's already up to 3rd here, trying to get 2nd away. The rest of the field already single filed out here, so they are definitely going to be watching that pace, making sure they hit their marks each and every lap. As no sets of tires here for these drivers here tonight. As let's ride on board with our race leader, looking back at this side-by-side battle right behind him. As maybe we'll wait for it, as there, Hayden Swank will take a look to the inside of that 38 machine. As we ride on board with our race leader, Dave Payton. Now Chuck Darling starting to get some momentum built on up in that 2nd lane here. You can hear a track like this, a lot of throttle time here. Very little off throttle time, just kind of lifting for corner entry, get the weight thrown to those front tires, and then after that, it's all about the momentum here as Payton able to get back to the point by himself out in front. 2 Camaros sits right behind him of Darling and Swain. 2 Monte Carlos right behind them of Boyer and Dillon. That makes up the top 5 there, and then a little bit of a gap back from 6th on back there. Jimmy Gallagher, Nick Fleury, Andrew Payne, Ron Hart, Zach Nichols, Tim Rogers, and John Meester rounding out the field here. Dave Payton out in front, currently pacing the field, almost a 5th of the way done here tonight. Like I said, this race had a really high chance to make it green flag to the end, as 3 wide there for a moment as Ron Hart and Zach Nichols try and get around Andrew Payne. So Payne will slot in line behind the 51 machine. It looks like Zach Nichols is going to be able to get clear from Hart down the front straightaway. Zach Nichols up to P number 8 so far here tonight. Last time by, best lap of anyone in the race. Jimmy Gallagher just threw down a 27.47, so this 2 machine of Gallagher might be turning it back up here just a little bit to catch this front pack here. This front pack, of course, not really pulling on away at the moment here. Dave Payne out in front by himself, but still side by side for 2nd. And we head back to the Zach Nichols cam here. He's now working over the 25 machine of Nick Fleury. Fleury up in lane number 2, Nichols down low, and Ron Hart right there as well. You can see just how rough this racing surface is. You kind of got to see a little bit riding on board with Dave Payne there, but you can just see these cars bouncing on around this racetrack. Just watch those side skirts and that nose kind of going through these corners. This place is really rough, really abrasive, and that is what these drivers are keeping in the back of their minds here for this race pace. As you can see through 3 and 4, those cars going through some whoops in that part of the racetrack for sure, especially down low in that corner. It can get rough on the steering wheel, especially if you have some high force feedback. Nick Fleury and Tim Rogers here currently side by side, so Rogers trying to follow those fellow cars in front of him on through will do just that there. Last time by, fastest car on the Speedway, the 93 machine of Andrew Payne. So Payne might try and keep tabs on these next 2 cars in front of him to make sure he keeps that pace to try and run down these leaders. There's still about just under 2 seconds in front of them as they have single filed on out up in front here tonight. Now for these next about 35 laps, it's going to be a battle of race pace here. What are you willing to push without just absolutely shredding this right front tire here tonight? Jimmy Gauker has rejoined this top 5 here in that 2 machine, so he was pretty quickly and easily able to catch his pack. Now it's going to be a whole another option to try and get on around some of these drivers. As here down the back straightaway, Gauker will take a peek to the inside of Zach Hoyer. We'll have a nose to the inside of that 13 machine. Hoyer's going to try and keep that momentum rocking and rolling, but you can see a little bit of nose damage to the 13 machine of Hoyer up in lane number 2. You got to wonder, is that affecting the handling of the race car? It's luckily right in the middle. It doesn't look too bad about the minimum damage you can get with kind of bump drafting, so hopefully that doesn't affect the race car too much. But Gauker's going to have to get on the move because here comes the rest of the pack now closing it back up here tonight. Nick Fleury about a half a second back from the back bumper of Tim Rogers, then another half second back since the 2 machine of John DeMeester. Zach Hoyer now seeing that other pack starting to close on up, says, man, it might be go time here as he tries to make a move on the 7 machine of Pete Dillon. 3 wide here down the front straightaway as Jimmy Gauker says it's time to make a move as well. How will this work on out? So far so good. 3 wide racing action, now back down to 2 here. Hoyer able to complete the pass there. He will move up to P number 4 right behind them. Zach Nichols trying something different out here tonight. He is trying to make that high side work here. He has a nose advantage on Jimmy Gauker, now about a half a car length through 1 and 2. So Nichols may be finding out something, that there's some speed up top. The question is, how much will it hurt those tires here tonight? As now Andrew Payne will do the same there in the 93 machine. So Payne will try on out something, try a different line, see what's up there as he will start to search for a little bit of speed as well. Zach Nichols, Jimmy Gauker teammates out here in similar paint schemes here, and I tell you what, some good looking paint schemes as that, as they continue to stay side by side further up towards the front. Zach Hoyer on the move once again to the inside of Hayden Swank, as well to the inside of Chuck Darling. We'll see if Darling will bring the 88 machine down to the bottom side. No, it will not. So kind of like what we saw at the start of the race. The field starting to form back up here tonight, 2x2 for the most part. Hayden Swank will move down back to the bottom side. Now check out Pete Dillon just a little bit, allowing Zach Nichols to continue to roll lane number 2 out here. Nichols now into the top 5 here, but has Chuck Darling right in front of him. Pete Dillon to his inside, so he can't really make a move unless he can force it the top side of 3 wide here. Looks like can't quite do it that time by. Now Jimmy Gauker will once again look to the inside of Dillon. They make a little contact, a little bit elbows out racing, but no harm, no fouls. Gauker backs on out of it. Right in front of them, Hayden Swank and Chuck Darling side by side on the Speedway once again, and out in front here. Zach Boyer has run down Dave Payton for the race lead here. Further on back may have been some contact there between Andrew Payne and Ron Hart. It looks like no harm, no foul. Neither driver really lost too much time, as here we go. Battle for the race lead. Zach Boyer will sail it in there deep, able to get to the inside of Payton, and off of turn number 4 at the cross flags. Zach Coyer will pick up the race lead, but it may not be for long, because here comes Hayden Swank as well. Dave Payton way up the racetrack here, going to be on the top side of 3 wide. How will this work on out here? They will make contact, bounce off of each other, but will continue to race on around here. Some elbows out racing, especially in this mid-pack. They know time is running out of the hourglass from here on out. We are already moved on into this countdown clock here tonight. And most of the field 2x2. Zach Boyer, though, leads the way over Hayden Swank. Then it is a toss-up for third as Zach Nichols tries to get that spot away. Nichols with the advantage at the stripe here, and looks like Dave Payton starting to find some momentum in lane number 2. He has kind of fallen back to 5th, but trying to hold on to it against Pete Dillon. Well, they got some hungry racers right behind them. Jimmy Gauker as well as Andrew Payne right behind them here. Gauker keeps on taking a look to the middle of those 2 cars. Payne will shade to the inside of the 7 down the front straightaway. We'll back on out of it, think better of it. We'll save that move for maybe later in the race. Up towards the front though, Zach Nichols comfortably up to P number 3. Now trying to set his sights on Hayden Swank for second. Pete Dillon and Dave Payton still side by side here out on the racetrack. Right behind them, Nick Flory has rejoined the pack, currently trying to get around Tim Rogers there. Just to the right side of this battle on our screens here. Looks like Payton now has the advantage over Pete Dillon. Looks like Andrew Payne has now moved up to lane number 2 here tonight. Payne will kind of give up that inside lane. Now allows the 51 machine of Ron Hart to take it on over. Payne thinks this high side will get clear first. Up in front, 3 wide for the race lead here. Zach Coyer up top, Hayden Swank in the middle. Zach Nichols down low. How will this work on out right now? Dead even off of turn number 4. This time by the stripe, we are now down to 19 laps to go here. Zach Nichols trying to get clear of both Swank and Coyer. He has the advantage, but you can see the run the top side gets each and every lap. Coyer in the wall there in turn number 3. He will lose his momentum, and it looks like contact and cars spinning off of turn number 4 here. Nick Fleury around Same with Ron Hart. So those two will get things back rolling as Hayden Swank with the crossover move here. As 3 wide into turn number 3. Once again, Zach Coyer trying to get back to the point here. Right behind them, Hayden Swank gets a little tap from Chuck Darling. Once things kind of calm on down, we'll take a look at the replay, see what happened with the 25 and the 51. Andrew Payne now trying to work around the 88 machine of Chuck Darling. Jimmy Gauker right there as well. Out in front though, Zach Nichols pacing the field last time by, best lap of anyone here. So the two Zach attacks out in front here tonight. Zach Nichols, Zach Coyer 1-2. Hayden Swank sits in third, but he may be losing those front two maybe a little bit. What does Andrew Payne have left in the tank? 15 laps to go. About a second back from the race leader. Does he have enough time to race him on down? Chuck Darling still trying to hang on to any sort of position here. Jimmy Gallagher trying to get that 5th spot away from the 88. Yeah, let's take a look here at the replay, see what kind of happened through 3 and 4. It looks like Jimmy Gauker and Ron Hart make contact. Hart into the left rear of the 2 machine. Then Tim Rogers into the back of Flory. That's what sent both those cars on around there. So that is kind of our only major incident of the night. Because other than that, even that didn't draw a caution, so we have been green flag racing from the drop of the green flag here. Now with only 13 laps left in this one. As Jimmy Gauker able to complete the pass there on Chuck Darling. Now Darling under fire from Dave Payton. Payton led a good portion of the first half of this race. Has once he kind of got up in that second lane, at least at first, couldn't quite get the wheels and feel underneath that race car, but has since done a good job trying to rebound back through this field. As out in front, Zach Nichols continues to lead the way over Zach Porter, who is keeping that 44 machine honest. And now Hayden Swank right back in the mix as well, so it could be anyone's race, as it looks like Swank will take a peek to the inside of Coyer. So we'll see how friendly these two will race each other, because what they cannot afford is to allow Zach Nichols to run on away with this race lead here. As it looks like Hayden Swank will quickly complete the pass there, and now this time by at the flag stand. 2 open palms from the flagman. It is now 10 to go here at the Rock. So now Hayden Swank and Zach Coyer might have to work together just a little bit to try and rerun down this 44 machine out in front. Now here comes Andrew Payne. Payne able to notch away a little bit at that gap, but still about 3/4 of a second. 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th here, 2 by 2 out on the Speedway. Dave Payton, Chuck Darling still side by side, but positions flipped here as Payton up top, Darling down low, and right behind them, Pete Dillon and Tim Rogers side by side here, as John DeMeester has made his way into the top 10 here tonight. DeMeester on pace for yet another top 10 finish here. These guys still side by side. Pete Dillon now trying to work around Chuck Darling. Further up towards the front though, Andrew Payne getting around Zach Coyer. So Payne will do just that here, but still has quite a ways of a gap to Zach Nichols. up in the podium spot so far here tonight. Can we get anything more out of this 93 machine? Last time by, Zach Nichols, second quickest car on Speedway. The quickest was Hayden Swank, who was trying to run down this 44 machine. About 3 car lengths separating first and second. And don't look now, Zach Nichols gonna have some lap traffic right in front of him. The wounded 25 machine of Nick Fleury looks like he will get up and out of the way here. So Fleury down on the apron. Hayden Swank will try the middle line through 3 and 4 that time. Swank trying to turn it up late here, trying to run down Zach Nichols for this race win. That time by, we are now only down to 5 laps left in this one. So Fleury down on pit road will probably call it a night here tonight. These 4 cars all running right on top of each other here. If there's a caution, it could be from this group here with about 3.5 laps left in this one. As Pete Dillon gets a good run, we'll look to the outside of Dave Payne. Can't look to the inside because here comes the 48 machine of Tim Rogers. Rogers and Dillon will go side by side now as Rogers trying to get maybe a top 6 finish when it's all said and done. I don't think he'll have enough time to get up to that top 5. Rogers now with the advantage down the back straightaway, about a nose ahead of the 7 car by the time they have to lift into the corner. Rogers will run the middle of the racetrack, give the 7 a little bit of some green paint there. That time by, popsicle sticks up in the air. It is 2 to go here at Rockingham. Hayden Swank has run down our race leader within a car length and a half of the 44 machine. Hayden Swank will get one chance at this win, and it will come on this final lap. Because this time by, off of turn number 4, Zach Nichols will be the first to see the white flag one more time around here at the Rock. Nichols hitting his marks there, putting that left front right on the paint, right where he needs to be. So no mistakes out of the 44 machine there, 1 and 2. He'll look for a perfect 3 and 4. Swank will drive it in there deep, but it will not be enough. Off of turn number 4, Zach Nichols will win again here this season in the street stocks. Hayden Swank will come in second. Andrew Payne will round out the podium here. Zach Corr will come home in 4th, and Jimmy Gauker rounds out the top 5 here. So Zach Nichols here on the front straightaway, gonna burn him on down here at the Rock. Picked up the win last week after our kind of break, so this guy is on a roll. As it looks like no burnouts for him, he'll park it right at the stripe. So we'll be right back here with our post-race show after a quick commercial break.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Alrighty, folks, we are back here at Rockingham Speedway, and we'll be chatting with our first driver here. That being the 93 machine of Andrew Payne, and kind of something interesting that I noticed. It was the same exact top three as we had 2 weeks ago at Five Flags Speedway. So we'll talk with our third place finisher for 2 weeks in a row, that being the 93 machine of Andrew Payne. Andrew, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
I got a copy.
Alrighty, man. First and foremost, how we feeling after a quick 50 laps at Rockingham?
I actually feel pretty good. Race went really good actually tonight. There's a couple really close calls, but feel good. I'm actually not quite as tired as I was after Five Flags a couple weeks ago, but feel really good tonight.
Yeah, I tell you what, that 93 machine looked pretty sporty, but what more did you think you needed there at the end? Just some more laps to try and run down those top two?
I think I needed a caution ultimately. Unfortunately got a little bit broken up from those when I was passing Zach, and I think I just got just ever so slightly too far out of the draft, and Zach and Hayden were pretty close to each other in terms of drafting, and I just wasn't able to really go anywhere with it. Unfortunately, I was able to kind of keep even pace with the semi-cleaner air, but unfortunately, just did not have the draft help to get up there. I think we ran our fastest lap of the race in lap 49, so we were moving at the end there. But just yeah, I think the field got split in general with about maybe 20 to go, somewhere in that 20 laps to 15 laps to go range, and from there it was just push, and I wasn't able to really keep up with those guys once I lost the draft, and I didn't want to make certain passes on people because I wanted to keep the draft, but it was kind of hard. You didn't want to lose too much time pushing someone, but you didn't want to lose too much time passing someone, and I think unfortunately it ultimately came down to needing a caution at the end of the race more than anything.
Yeah, and of course, this race went green to checkered. Had one little incident, but it wasn't because of lack of effort by you guys. I mean, some close quarters racing. They're trying to get through the pack.
Yeah, we at one point, me, Ron, and Zach were three wide for almost dead last, so we were racing pretty hard there. And that move too, that happened right under me, and I'm glad I didn't get involved. That would have been a little bit unfortunate had I been involved, and the that sequence was a bit unfortunate for those who got involved, especially without the caution. But yeah, that we were close to that one, but at that point in time, it was go time. Anywhere after about 20 to 25, it was time to put the hammer down and get moving, and that's what we did. And we ended up third again. And I think this is the exact same top three finishers in the exact same orders a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that it was the same exact top three from Five Flags here tonight. So I'm sure you're hoping for a few spots better come New Smyrna next week.
Yeah, obviously, I want to get a win here. Top threes are beneficial and really good too. Um, Considering I took a couple weeks off here and there and had some bad luck to start the season, we'll take a couple back-to-back top threes um, any day of the week, and I'd like to continue it into the last two races of the season too. But we'll see what next week has in store for us, and hopefully we can be up here talking with you again.
Yeah, I mean, on the pace you're doing, you're looking pretty good to be chatting with me by the end of that one here. And I tell you what, Andrew, we got some big things coming in ASRC. Snowball Derby in January. I assume you plan to race that thing, and what are the expectations going into that?
Yeah, we have the Snowball January 10th and the Snowflake 100 January 9th. Plan on running both of those. Snowflake with it only being 100 laps, that can be hit or miss. I like the longer race. The Snowball is a little bit more up my alley. Last time we ran it, we led a pretty decent chunk of laps on the long run. Um, the goal for that is to win. Honestly, I think improved our last couple of races, our big shows that I have what it takes to win, and just got to be at the right place at the right time with the right strategy, and hopefully we'll be able to get it one of these times. But goal would be to finish top five. I believe we have top five pace easily for that race. Um, but we'll see when the time comes. I know that not everyone has signed up yet, so I'm not sure who's running and who isn't, but I'm sure we'll have some pretty heavy hitters for that race. And like I said, top five is really the ultimate goal. A win would be isn't out of the realm of possibility for that, and we'll go into that race being well prepared.
Yeah, that you will, and I tell you what, it's going to be a barn burner of a race, Andrew. I'm definitely looking forward to it as well. But here tonight at the Rock, man, able to walk away with a P number 3, nothing to hang your head about. So before we let you go, man, and enjoy this early night, we're going to go hand over the mic to you and have you thank who you got to thank, whether sponsors, teammates, and anyone else you'd like to give a shout out to on the broadcast here.
Well, first and foremost, huge thanks to you, Brett, and Turn 3 Racing Network. Looking forward to going back and watching the broadcast of this one, and you guys always put on a good show, and happy that you guys are broadcasting this league for as long as you guys have. Huge shout out to all of our partners in the league, Postma Flooring and the LaPlante Racing Products. They're huge sponsors of our Super Late Model League. Without them, we would probably not be racing super late models on Tuesday nights. Huge shout out to Tanner and all the fellow admins for putting on the league and putting on these series. It's been a total blast this year, and we've gone in a really good direction with dueling short track schedules. So, looking to continue to grow the league and the series with every one of the admins and all the drivers in here. Um, Huge shout out to all my partners: QuickTime Motorsports Media, Hall Metal Fab, Citrus Hats on Mower, V&H Fresh. Huge shout out to all the fellow competitors out there for putting on some good shows. It's always fun to load up in the sim Tuesday nights and Wednesday nights and race with these guys. And last but certainly not least, huge thanks to all the fans that come out and support the league, the broadcast, us drivers. Your support means a lot to us, and we'll move on to next week.
Alrighty, awesome stuff. That we will, Andrew. So once again, congrats on the P number 3 here tonight, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you again here before the season is over.
Yep. Thank you, Brett.
Alrighty, awesome stuff. That was our third place finisher, the 93 machine of Andrew Payne. Now we'll head up to our runner-up finisher, this being the 35 machine of Hayden Swink. Hayden, you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
Yeah, I got you, Brett. How's it going?
Man, it's going pretty good. How's it going for you? A quick 50 laps here tonight at Rockingham. How you feeling after it?
Yeah, it was 50 and it flew right by. It was crazy. All I felt like I was in the middle of three wide a few times there. Just happy to come out of it.
Yeah, I tell you what, you had to start fairly deep in this field as well here tonight. Rolled off ninth, so you had your work cut out for you. And it seemed like from the get-go, you're one of the few guys to really stay in that front pack and then still be there at the end.
Yeah, I think it was definitely a story of comers and goers all night long. I'd say we battled with just about everybody up there, but I knew I couldn't give up track position, saving, threatening to lose the draft, and not being able to make it back to the front. So I really just backed off my entry and like arced it, especially into one, and I think that helped me save a lot of right front for when it mattered.
Yeah, that it did, and that mattered a lot because it was a three-wide move to kind of determine who was the race leader. Going back, would you have done anything different, or would you have done all the moves that you did.
Yeah, I don't think I probably would have put the pass on Queer as soon as I did. I assumed I'd get by him, and then we just suck right back up to the to Nichols there, like as quickly, like we'd just be in a better position. But I didn't expect the pack to break up, and then it'd be such a challenge to suck back to him. I'd say I probably would have waited in line there, made it a 4-car battle there at the finish, but just the type of thing you don't know. It's easy to say in hindsight.
Yeah, that it is, especially a race with no cautions here tonight like we did. And Hayden, for the second week in a row, you finished P number 2, man, so that's a pretty good batting average.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Won't complain with those kinds of finishes. Still kind of stings just to come up short, but it's still a really solid run.
Yeah, that it is, and I know you're looking forward to the next 2 tracks on the schedule, New Smyrna, and then for sure Hickory. I'm sure Hickory, you're looking to try and win at that place.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, if we could get it done at Hickory, we'd call this season a huge success. Definitely one of my favorite tracks on the sim. This car combo when this league goes here, it's always a good time. So definitely looking forward to that one.
Yeah, that it is. And Hayden, I don't know if you know, but ASRC's putting on a snowball derby January 9th and 10th. I'm sure you heard it from Tanner a few times this race. Is that something that's available on your schedule?
I haven't quite looked at my calendar yet, but I can't say I'm doing anything January 9th or January 10th. So there's probably a good chance you see me out there, but we'll see.
Yeah, we would love to see that 35 super late model out there ready to do battle because there's a lot of prize money out there. And I tell you what, it should be a great show. Both the Snowflake the night before and then, of course, the Big Derby the night after. And 300 laps is a long time. And I tell you what, I know how you can run some good long run pace, especially in a super late model.
Yeah, yeah, I think if we can get a really solid green flag run going, might be a bold statement, but I think it'd be our race to lose there. So we'll definitely looking forward to seeing what this race looks like, and hopefully we'll be a part of it.
Yeah, definitely that will be the case. And Hayden, I know you missed a few races this season, but I think with some other guys missing here tonight, you might be right around the top 5 in points by the end of this thing.
Well, we'll call it quality over quantity then. But yeah, I guess like every time we have run this season, we've had some really strong finishes here. I still just hate that I can't get out here and battle for a full points championship. I think if we were running more races, I think have just that little bit of an edge to go fight for wins more consistently. But I think that'll be the goal for this next season heading in the new year here.
Well, that's exciting stuff to hear there from you, Hayden. And yeah, man, I tell you what, you've been putting on some great races every time it seems like this 35 machine loads on in. But here tonight, once again, a second place for you, man. And that's another good finish for this 35 machine. So before we let you go and celebrate it, we're going to go hand over the mic to you and have you thank who you got to thank, whether sponsors, teammates, or anyone else you want to give a shout out to on the broadcast here.
Yeah, yeah. I just want to give out a huge shout out to the ASRC and the whole league. I know we had a little bit smaller of the field tonight, but I mean, we still had one heck of a run. Going flag to flag, running as tight as we were, 3 wide for as long as we were. I mean, you can't ask for much more. But I just want to thank Postma Flooring and LaPlante for continuing to support the series. Love having them, continue to come aboard, and was excited to be a part of the Triple Crown when I could over the last few weeks, and excited to see them continue to support the Snowball Derby that we got going on here in a few weeks.
Yeah, definitely very exciting stuff. So, Hayden, you, my man, have a great rest of your night, and I'm sure we'll catch you in 1 week's time at New Smyrna.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Looking forward to it.
Alrighty, awesome stuff. That was our second place finisher here tonight, the 35 machine of Hayden Swank. Now we'll head down to Victory Lane and talk to the man of the hour. It is the 44 of Zach Nichols. Zach, do you got a copy?
Yeah, we do.
Alrighty, man. First and foremost, how we feeling after 50 kind of quick laps here at the Rock, and then to go 3 wins in a row?
I mean, it feels pretty good. Obviously, there's a short hand of cars tonight, but the racing was fun. It was tight, and we were packed up there for quite a while there. And yeah, I mean, it's what you expect when you come to one of these big tracks, being real close to each other and all in a massive pack. And yeah, it was pretty fun. And yeah, it was a fun. I don't normally like these types of races, obviously, you know that, but this one was actually surprisingly pretty fun.
Yeah, I mean, Rockingham, has the speeds of kind of the bigger tracks, but you still have to be pretty technical to run a fast line around this pace. I mean, with the bumps as well as the tire wear, you still have to be on your game.
Oh yeah, for sure. I definitely don't think I succeeded in the tire wear department, as I was on the top for probably 80% of that race, and yeah, just I think every car I passed, I was on the top. So the right front was definitely not liking me there at the end, but luckily we had enough tire there at the end to still secure it.
Yeah, for sure, man. And I got to ask you, did you practice that top side at all here tonight? Or were you like, man, I just got to go where cars are not? And that was kind of the top side because you're one of the first to really go up to that way top side in 3 and 4 as well.
I mean, I really didn't practice it. I just knew like everybody was just running the bottom, just kind of nose to tail, and I felt like I could enter the corner a lot faster than what everyone else in front of me was doing. So kind of just decided to one lap, just go up top and just pound the top side pretty much, and enter as fast as I possibly could, and it worked out, and I was able to get it to the outside of a few cars, and yeah, from there on we just started making our headway towards the front.
Yeah, and that you did, and it seemed like this 44 machine was rocking and rolling nonstop there. It seemed like you had the runs, the momentum, and the moves to make it happen. And I tell you what, that move for the race lead, that was had to be a little bit sketchy for you with top of 3 wide.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I think what when we went into three there, I don't know if I went down or he came up. I think I got hit in the left rear, but surprisingly that actually helped me because I was a little tight on the entry of the corner, so it like freed me up just the perfect amount, and I was able to kind of cut back down the track and get a massive run down the front stretch. So yeah, that was a ton of fun. We had that little scary moment like halfway through the race where we were like 3 wide and we were all like kind of bouncing off each other, but luckily we were all able to keep it straight and keep on moving.
Yeah, and that you were keep on moving towards the front here. And Zach, I tell you what, overall points looking pretty good. I think you just need to really show up to New Smyrna next week, and you could lock up this championship a week early.
Oh, that's great to hear. I knew me and Ron were having a great battle throughout the season with the points championship, and I don't know if it was, I think it was Irwindale, he got in a wreck or something, and it kind of foobarred that. But it's been a ton of fun to race him each and every week, and yeah, just looking forward to these last couple races.
Yeah, and I tell you what, it's definitely going to be exciting to see these last couple races. New Smyrna and Hickory on the schedule. I assume you're looking forward to both of those as well.
Not so much New Smyrna. I'm not a fan of that track. I don't know what about it. I just don't like it. But Hickory, on the other hand, that's a pretty fun track with these street stocks and also the super late models as well. So looking forward to that track.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be an exciting week in both series at Hickory with the supers and the street stocks. And of course, super late models, the big announcement Snowball Derby, January 9th and 10th. Man, you're probably going to be one of the favorites with a second and a first with the last week at Five Flags as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, luckily we were able to win at that at Five Flags that last week and able to secure a spot in I think the snowball. It might have been the snowflake, not too sure, but glad we were able to do that. So yeah, we'll definitely be there during the snowball event. So yeah.
Yeah, you are locked into the big show, the Snowball Derby, with that win as well. So you don't even have to qualify, but I have a feeling with how this 44 machines qualifies that you were probably going to get in anyways, right?
I mean, hey, everyone can have their mistakes. I mean, I've made my mistakes in qualifying this season with hitting the wall and lap not counting. So you never know what can happen.
Yep, yeah, that is true. I mean, you do have that, I guess, riding for you as well, that you can really push and qualify and push it to the limit and have kind of a backup plan if needed.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm not sure. Do you have to qualify into the snowflake as well?
Nope. I think that's it actually might be. We'll have to see about the numbers and whatnot, but I think it's just based, might be based on qualifying and then an LCQ.
Gotcha, gotcha. Well, hey, we're looking forward to that event.
Yeah, I tell you what, I am as well, and yeah, Zach, you'll definitely be one of the favorites when we head down to Pensacola. But here tonight at the Rock, man, able to get the job done, go 3 in a row, and it's been a while since the driver's gone 3 in a row. I mean, you said New Smyrna's not your favorite next week, but man, what would it be for the 44 machine to now go 4 in a row?
I mean, to be fair, at New Smyrna, it's probably going to take a lot. We ran there I think it was last season. I did a one-off race because I didn't really race much last season, and I think it was New Smyrna that I raced, and I think I'll F forward halfway through that race because I was a little angry because I was horrible. So yeah, we rage quit that thing, and yeah, hopefully we don't do that again next week.
Yeah, I'm sure you're probably hoping for the similar car counts that we saw tonight, so then you only have to get around, 12 cars versus the normal 20 or so, right?
I mean, yeah, I mean, going towards the front with the shorter car counts is fun, but I don't know. There's just something about like the 20 car fields and whatnot, having to go through that, and there's just nothing that beats it.
Yeah, that is true. It's always fun passing. I tell people it's probably the most fun I have on iRacing is trying to set up people and really play the game of trying to get around someone.
Oh yeah, for sure. I always, I don't like sitting in the front. It's just not my thing. Passing people is just more fun to me. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just something about it, and yeah, we're just. I don't know if we're even looking forward to next week because I don't like that track. I know I'm complaining, but yeah, we're definitely looking forward to next season, but or next race. I'm bringing this whole thing up, but yeah.
Yeah, we'll let you get on out of here. Had a good time, Zach. So before we let you go, of course, we're going to go hand over the mic to you and have you thank who you got to thank, whether sponsors, teammates, and anyone else you like to give a shout out to on the broadcast here.
Yeah, I'd like to shout out PSS&C, Carney's Complete Auto Service, RSS Mobile Trailer Repair, R&M Towing, Hoax Graphics. You guys for broadcasting. You guys do a great job. All the league admins for putting this whole deal on each week. It's a ton of fun to come out each Tuesday and Wednesday and put on a show. And my dad's watching. My uncle Kenny's watching. Like shout them both out. And yeah, gonna looking forward to the rest of the season.
Alrighty, well, once again, Zach, congrats on 3 wins in a row here in the street stocks. And you, my man, have a great rest of your week. And I'm sure we'll be talking to you again here before the season wraps on up.
Yep, thank you. You too.
Alrighty, awesome stuff. That was our race winner here tonight at The Rock. It is Zach Nichols getting it done for the 3rd time in a row. And I think for this season, this will now be career win number 7 on this season alone of the street stocks. So pretty impressive stuff here from the 44 machine each and every week, it seems like. So let's head down and go through tonight's race results and wrap things on up. First and foremost, we got to thank every viewer here tuning on in here. Appreciate each and every one of you guys tuning on into ASRC to watch racing, as well as tuning in to hear me kind of blabber on about some race car stuff. So Zach Nichols here in the 44 machine will pick up the win. Hayden Swank will finish second. Andrew Payne will round out the top 3, the same exact top 3 that we had the last time out at Five Flag Speedway. Zach Coyer will finish in the 2nd position, and I think with that finish here tonight, Coyer may be very close to 2nd in points. Jimmy Gowker here rounds out the top 5. Dave Payton will finish 6th. 7th goes to Tim Rogers. 8th is Pete Dillon. Finishing in 9th is Chuck Darling, and John DeMeester rounds out the top 10. Ron Hart will finish 11th, and 12th will be Nick Fleury here tonight. So yeah, that will do it here from Rockingham. Be sure to tune in next week as these drivers take on New Smyrna. Then Championship Week in 2 weeks' time at Hickory Motor Speedway. If you want some more ASRC racing, be sure to tune into the big show January 9th and 10th as ASRC has their Snowball Derby. So that'll do it here tonight. Turn 3 Racing Network is partnered with Premier Setup Shops. If you want to find out more, a link is in the description. Even if you don't buy anything, a click would go a long way, and I would greatly appreciate it. So that'll do it here tonight. Everyone take care, stay safe, have a great rest of your week. And I've been Brett the Jet in the booth with Turn 3 Racing Network, and I just flew by you. Have a good one.